to you.
Yeah, check. This is what my sound like.
Your home for today's best music.
We bring the sound.
Now here we go.
We can go on and on.
And you know I like it. And you know I like it.
Where music lives. This is Power 95. Ladies' Room comes to you compliments of
Renwick and Thompson Limited
Agents for Western Union.
and Beacon Insurance.
We plan for every major life event, from birthday parties to baptisms, and celebrating a life well lived deserves the same thoughtful planning. Beacon's Rest Easy plan is designed to give your loved ones the comfort of knowing that they can do just that. With no underwriting and cover for up to 6 family members that includes certain injuries, this plan can be yours for as little as 75 cents per day. Call us at Beacon or log on to beacon.co.tt for more info today.
2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6.
Education multiplies their chances and places the world of opportunity in their hands. No matter where they are in the world, make sure they're prepared for their journey back to school with Western Union. School fees, books, room and board, whatever the reason. Knowledge, independence, opportunity. Western Union, moving money for better.
You need to know what's the deal, yeah. You need to know, yeah. You need to know how I'm feeling. You need to know how I feel. I've been looking for you how long now? Where you been? Don't feel like I wait no longer. I fed up of video calls and voice notes. I want to feel. Pack your bags, I book a flight, come. The way you're keeping it steady, my girl. I know that you're ready, my girl. Months now you've been prepping, my girl. Your bumper sending a message. I had to intercept it. The rotation of me kitty, my girl. All night. 10 screws, my girl. Like you been putting an arrow through it. This one is not a secret. You know I'm loving it. Woman in the band, you know it. Jamming night and day, we blind, can't see nobody else. Nah. I said 10 screws, my girl. Like you been putting an arrow through it. This one is not a secret. You know I'm loving it. Woman in the band, you know it. Jamming night and day, we blind, can't see nobody else. I'm not letting you out my sight now. Never will. Ring on finger, time to wife ya. I hope you know we'll be jamming all night long, yeah. All night long. Oh, yeah. So talk to me, what's your fetish? You really up for the wetting? Like an alarm clock when you set it, me girl.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, just decided to
I had to intercept.
kick off with one of my favorite songs for the season so far. Coming down from Dash and Mr. Golden. 10 scores. I decided to start it like that because this morning's conversation will be a sort of heavy one, you know, so I just wanted to play a song that I really like to sort of lighten the mood. But nevertheless, it's good to have you guys back on the inside. Who's here? Good morning. Let me start from the top. Good morning, Shauna Dakota. Good morning, Jackie. Andrea, good morning. I realize you're on the rock, but I'm not seeing you. What's going on? Good morning, Christelle. Good morning, Michael. Roseanne. Good morning, Keisha. Bibi. Michelle. Cambridge. Good morning, Wendy Ferguson. Sandra, Mark, Abraham. Good morning, Jenilyn. Zariah. Good morning. Masika, good morning. Shirley, Japal, good morning. Valma, good morning. Kendra, checking in from Brooklyn, good morning. And as soon as you guys come on in, just hit the share button. Good morning, Junior. Like I said, it's... Where did my thing go? What did I do? Two more days. And we can get to making confusion about artists and song and what have you. 2 more days. That's all. Yeah. Only 2. So George Brazan, was it George Brazan or whoever said who labeled us the island of conflict? Yeah. Hold on, guys. I need to do this. It's hurting my eyes. Hold on. I need to turn this down. I'm getting the glare directly in my eye. I had to turn it down. So, yeah. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Bronx Sugar. Good morning, Junice. Good morning, Delroy. Good morning, Akeem. Fatima, good morning. Yeah, this morning's conversation is one that I've been postponing for a couple of days, but I think it's one that is very, very serious and requires urgent attention. Yeah, I want election to be over because there's a lot I want to say, but I can't say it now. So I'm waiting until we're done so I can run my mouth. But all for now. Yeah, I'll continue galloping. Gallop. BB, it's in two colors. You're missing the yellow. Green and yellow. You see how you like confusion? And it's not even that green. Look, both of them. You see how you like confusion? People can't even put on their color and dress in peace and nothing. And I swear, it's both. Inside and outside. Y'all are the worst. I swear, a man can do nothing wrong here for all and say nothing, you know. I swear, these detectives. A man can do nothing these days. 1 minute I yellow, next minute I green, next minute I'm Grenadian, all right? Oh, boy. On Friday, or Thursday night, rather, they say who want more oil, fry more bakes. You'll see who have been frying more bakes all along. I can't wait. Anywho's, this conversation this morning really touched my spirit because a lot of the times we come down on fathers and, you know, we label them, you know, they're deadbeats, they're this, they're that, or the other. But there are some mothers who are pretty much on the same spectrum, and in some cases worse. But we don't talk about that. How come we don't talk about mothers who don't do a good job of mothering their children, who are not present in their children's life? They don't contribute in any way, shape, or form. All they know, they birthed them and that's it. And in some cases, the way they treat their children is even worse than the treatment we talk about, because if a man is not involved in his child's life, has nothing to do with his child, they're not abused, they're not taken care of, it's just nothing. But sometimes a woman, the child or children lives with the mother and they are subjected to the brunt of abuse, especially when the father moves on or moves with somebody else. That child has to bear the brunt of that woman's anger. And especially if that child looks like that father. I've heard stories where you're big and stupid like your father, you're ugly, you're this, you're that, and I'm sorry I didn't do this and do that, and why you ain't go and stay with your father, and a lot of it is meted out to children by mothers that we don't talk about. I mean, lose some today, I may gain some, but it is what it is. I'm a Lone Ranger anyways, so less monkey, more dance in any event. So this young lady wrote to me a couple days ago. As a matter of fact, I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I was like, I need to muster up the energy to deal with this properly, and yesterday just wasn't it for me. I had a bit of back pain, so I wasn't, Crystal is there. Crystal, do you like to see my glasses? let me get it. So I wasn't in the frame of mind to deal with it effectively yesterday. But she messaged me again, and I realized it's a serious situation. I'm not sure how many of you went to my Facebook page and had the opportunity to read it. It's a bit lengthy, so for those of you who have not, let me just share it. Good morning, Sonia. Good morning, Trey. Good morning, Richard. Let me just share a bit of what was sent to me. And a matter of fact, I just received another message from her, and listen, she is so appreciative of all those who've reached out. Listen to her voice note, and she was literally in tears because she did not expect this response. You know, like she said, she knew that my platform is big and people listen, and she She didn't realize she was gonna get so many responses so quickly. So many have reached out asking me how can they help, and I've asked her permission to share her number. So after this story, if you guys wish to, you can also offer your support, and you can inbox me or WhatsApp me, and I'll share her number because I've been given permission to do so. But she is very, very appreciative of all those who've reached out. I've had a counselor reach out, and she's going to be doing some work with her. Had folks reach out to see if they can help with, some material stuff. Because this story is, when I tell you this one touched me, people get angry and say, not everybody who has a child is fit to be a mother. And I make no apologies for saying this. I may get all the tongue lashing, oh, you don't have it, whatever, be that as it may. I rather not have any than to have a child and not be the best mother I can be and not take care of my child and make sure that she or he has everything they need and that I'm always present, even though I may not have the most money in the world to provide the material things, but they know I'm ever present, supportive, ever proud to call them son or daughter or sons and daughters. I'd rather not than have just to say, to get, oh, happy Mother's Day, and at the end of the day, you're not fit. Because this story is one that may sound new to a lot of you, but there are many others who have been through it because they're in my inbox now saying, listen, I've lived this. This was me. I've experienced this. This is what my mother did to me. It's not just fathers. So the story goes like this. She says, I've got family issues. What happened is that since I was 12, my mother hated me, or maybe younger, because I have faint memories of her hurting me in my childhood. She hated me because after the divorce from my dad, she hated me because after the divorce from my dad, she turned everything on me and blamed me for everything. She would always complain about me she would always complain about me. When I was 13, she almost choked me to death because she was angry at me for something I didn't do. I battled depression and anxiety, which she made fun of. So I've had 3 suicidal attempts, and I'm only taking 20 this year. She threw me out the night before my CAPE exams, and I have to drop out of college because it was too much to beg to go to school and then come home to a mother and brother who doesn't like me. I wasn't strong like that. She almost chopped off my finger in secondary school. And of course, with all this happening, I was a kid who just reacted. I had no one to talk to about the things she did, even up to this day. I'm a changed person, but she still is the same. She would curse at everything I do, and when I didn't do, at what I did and didn't do. Then I heard her and my brother talking, and she said this is why he came to stay at the house, to put her out of the house, meaning the young lady, and make sure that I live in hell. My father is stressed out always because he knows she's not a good person who will paint perfect picture scenes for people to drag me in the dust, etc., etc. She has even tried to put me in the mental home where I've had to be sedated because I won't stop crying and wouldn't calm down. And no one would listen. No one would hear my side of the story. She even burnt all my clothes, and I literally starved for days in a week till I started eating whatever I found. People on the streets had absolutely nothing good to say about me because they only saw how I reacted and not what caused it. I'm honestly fed up. I've had conversations and asked her to stop. She hasn't. She ignores it and went on her merry way. I've come a long way from cutting my skin and trying to take my life, so I don't want to walk that road. Nothing hasn't changed at my age with her, even has my brother's girlfriend involved talking about me, etc. It's a lot. it's a lot for somebody at 20 to be going through. And again, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has messaged and asking how can they help. Someone here is also saying I can help her get back to college. So this just showed me how powerful our platforms can be if we use it for the right reasons, and people are ever so open to helping in situations like this. And it sort of made me sad because when I look at social media and I see all the anger and the bantering and the back and forth that's going on over yellow, green, and this side and that side, and I'm like, if only we put that energy to ensuring we have the proper tools for our young people. If only we stood up against whoever we supported and say, hey, you're not doing this, you're not doing enough. We need more support for young men and young women. We need more to be put in place to deal with situations like this. This is where our energy should be placed. We have a lot of misplaced energy and fighting a lot of fights that aren't even necessary at the end of the day. Yes, you may have your preference. Yes, you may like this. Yes, you would like for this party or this party to win. But to me, there are so much more important things that we could be putting all this energy day in and day out into, and this is one of them. There are a lot of young people literally wanting help, but they don't know where to turn to. There must be better facilities for young people who are having problems at home, so you can go to halfway homes and they'll not be taken advantage of or abused further, but they'll be cared for. They'll have the opportunity to go back to school, to have classes, etc. These are the things we should be making noise and clamoring for and holding the fire under the feet of our politicians and representatives to do better. It's all well and good to have the buildings, the hotels, but what if your people are messed up? How does that serve us? It's okay to have this building and getting this hotel and that hotel, but what about people? What about our people? When you have your young people so messed up mentally, this is somebody who is barely 20 and talking about attempting to take her life 3 times, cutting herself. I wonder if a lot of parents are aware that children didn't ask none of y'all to bring them here. There are so many irresponsible parenting that happens daily. Nobody, when y'all doing the dog, whatever, feeling nice, there's 1,000,001 ways to protect yourself if you know that you're not ready to have a child. But that seems to be the furthest thing from a lot of people's mind. You're just in the moment, you enjoy it, and the child happened, and you're oops, and then you look around surprised like you don't know how it happened. You are having unprotected sex. That is one of the results or consequences. A lot of you are barely 30 and you're 6 and 7 children, different fathers. How do you give your child a chance to succeed, to survive, when you're not putting them in a position? I always say, and I look at, people who are millionaires and billionaires, and I'm like, but wait. These people could afford to have 50 and 20 and 100 children. How come they only have 1 or 2 or 3? Look at the Oprah Winfrey's and what have you. They could afford to buy a whole island of children and they don't have any. But why is it people who are struggling, not in a good place mentally, are not more concerned about what they're doing and the opportunities or lack of opportunities that their children will be given when you bring them into the world, into these situations? And even though you may have good intention, but things happen. People get married, they divorce, they break up, life happens. But it's no longer about you. You have to put your little feelings aside and make sure that your child or children are taken care of. How do you, and it happens a lot of times, people break up and mothers take out their anger, their frustration, their rage, whatever on the children. We point a lot of fingers at the fathers. What about the mothers? Because I can't see how 9 months of morning sickness, if that happened, your body swelling, your nose spread out like paste, your foot swelling, you can't bend down, you can't even see your business. And you're gonna bring a child into this world and abuse a child. You the one who bore the pain. You're the one who went through all the changes for 9 whole months. And you wouldn't love that child with every fiber in you? Like how? And Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day, and thank you when you're not being a good mother. I don't understand. How do you look at your child and attempt to choke your child to death, or cut out your child's finger, burn your child's clothes, kick your child out of the house, a young girl that is, not knowing where she's going to end up, who's going to do what for her? That is why the cycle continues, because she could have gone and allowed her body to be used or be taken advantage of to get a night rest, and ended up pregnant with a child she doesn't know how to take care of or can't take care of herself. Thank God, at least she has some sense to say, you know what? I'm still going to fight this fight. Can't even continue her education, couldn't even go sit her exams. Like, how is that okay? How, if you're doing that to your own flesh and blood, what would you do to a stranger? If you could look at your flesh and blood and do that to your child, what would you do to a stranger? Things happen, life happens, marriage ended. Oh well, yes, it hurts. Okay, move on. How about that? Okay, if someone here is saying they can help her get back to college, fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, I am so proud of my listeners and my readers, the amount of you that reached out already to offer help and support. And like I said to them, it doesn't have to be material stuff, but just let's form a circle around her. Let us have a little support group for her so she can reach out to us and somebody to talk to, even if it gives somebody a night rest here or there, or some food, or helping her to get back to because that is one of the things she expressed. She would really like to go back to school and finish do her exams, and better her chance in life. And that really that really touched me, because she could have asked for everything else, but her main wish was going back to school, going back to getting her subjects. And a couple of you have reached out, and like I said, anybody would like to help, you can always reach out to me as well, and I'll give you her contact details so you can speak to her directly and offer your support in whatever way. Also, like I said, I've spoken to a counselor at the Ministry of Social Development, and I've given them her contact, and so they too will reach out, because I honestly think more than anything else that she needs counseling and she needs therapy, because there's no way you could be going through that from since you could remember as a little girl, from 12, 13, and trying to take your own life and cutting yourself, etc. There's no way you wouldn't need therapy. You would definitely need therapy. And learning to love yourself and understanding that this isn't your fault. You did not ask to be here. You're the child in this situation, under the care of an adult who's supposed to be your parent, your mother. So that's the first step. Counselor has assured me that they will reach out and do some sessions or try to help her in that regard, and then we can take it from there, trying to get her back to doing her classes, etc. So, like she said, she really wants, a chance at a better life and not be stuck where she's at. And a lot of times we blame our lot in life, and depending on what happened to us. And some people are complacent in that regard, and happy to stay a particular way. Oh, because I was brought up like that, or this is my lot, or this is what happened to me. They're perfectly content to just stay like that and blaming it on their situation, blaming it on their circumstances. But seeing someone who isn't prepared to just sit and say, you know what, this is this is what my life is. This is my situation. This is what my circumstances are. I'm just gonna be, okay with it. The fact that she wants to go back to getting those subjects means that she's not prepared to, to stay in that situation. Hold on, let me check in. Okay, I'm getting a couple messages here. Just inbox me and I'll send you guys the details. All right. Okay, so let me just share the number. Yeah. Someone says they missed what's going on. You can check my Facebook page. It's public, so you can check and share if you'd like to. All right, you can check my email. Not my email, my Facebook page. Yeah, people are messaging me like crazy. It is a sad situation, and it's not something you'd wish on your worst enemy. That's why I always say, when you think you have it bad, boy, there's somebody who has it worse. Imagine growing up and all you can remember is stress and heartache and problems, not even getting a chance to enjoy your youth. It's like you have to be thrust into adulthood. You have to pick up your bundles and be thrust into adulthood at such a young age, and not being able to enjoy life and go to school and get your subjects, and it's crazy. And for the life of me, I can't understand how as a parent you're okay with your child. I'm trying to do two things at the same time. I can't understand how you could be okay with your child, treating your child like that, and you're not seeing that as a problem. Like, how? So that's why they say not every woman who gets pregnant deserves to be a mother. There's a lot of you who do the most or don't do anything at all. You just have the title, but you don't do what you're supposed to do. And as a woman, you would think, understanding the struggle, understanding where even you yourself came from, that you would put your best foot in front to ensure that your child does not have the type of life that you had, and you give them the best opportunities possible. You would think so. You would honestly think so. Being a woman, you have enough to contend with. Yesterday we were talking about, the struggles that women go through daily, and you would put your child through that. Like, how? Of course the mother needs help as well. That is not sane behavior. That is not normal behavior, that you will try to choke your child to death or chop off your child's finger. Of course she needs help. But she has to be willing to accept the help. I did suggest to counselor if they could reach out to the mother as well, to maybe if they can get them all in some sort of therapy, not just the daughter alone, but together as a family, to find out where is this coming from. Because to understand the problem, you have to get to the root of it. You have to understand where it's stemming from. Because if she's still living under her roof, even though she's getting counseling, she'll still be exposed to that sort of behavior because, like she said, she's trying and making the effort to change for herself, but her mother remains the same. So the therapy has to include, the counseling has to include the mother as well, to find out where is this coming from? Why are you doing this? So it's not just the mother, not just the daughter, but the mother. She needs counseling as well. It's not an easy job. It's not an easy job. There's a lot of sacrifices you have to make. But it's still abusing your child and having your child almost end up in a mental home because of the abuse and the treatment that's been meted out to her. Something's got to give. Something seriously got to give. So I honestly hope and pray that she would receive the counseling, that they can help her, and also the mother, because it can't be just her alone. That mother obviously needs help as well. So I pray and trust that, that's what that will happen. And again, I just want to say thanks to everyone who reached out and pledged support. She sent me a message here which says, let me see what she's saying. Okay, she says, first of all, I would like to thank everyone that has been wishing me well and wants to help. Her contact number is such and such. Like I said, I'm not going to give it out on air because you don't just want people just reaching out for, and you never know. We have a lot of unsavory characters out there. Don't want people reaching out to take advantage of a situation. So if you want her number, private message me and I'll give it to you if you'd like to help her. She says you could reach out to me on WhatsApp or street call, whichever feels best. She says, before speaking to Aruna, I was afraid of speaking up because of the threats made at me. But I'm reading all the comments and taking everything into consideration, meaning the comments on my Facebook page, and I'm willing to listen and accept support. I will accept help in any way. To go back to college, some aid to go back to college is what I really like. And most importantly, someone I can trust to talk to, because that's not something I've had. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it a whole lot. I can't move. I'm in tears just reading the comments and the amount of support and everyone that's reached out to me. I am so appreciative. I never thought it would have been this soon or I would be getting any help. I just needed someone to talk to, came across your page and decided to try you. And here we are. I am so grateful. And I am happy she did, because she could have tried again. She could have tried again. And we could be reading in the newspaper or seeing on social media, so-and-so 20-year-old taking her life, blah, blah, blah. And everybody would be, well, why? What a young child so have to worry about? You just never know. We'd be all up, everybody would be up in arms. Everybody would be upset. What could cause a child that age to take her life? And but no, and I'm happy that she reached out. And if anybody else is going through anything like this, I'd rather you reach out and we can get people to speak to you than you do anything to harm yourself. Know that you're not alone. Yes, it might seem like you are, but if no one knows, no one can help. So I'd prefer if you reach out and talk to somebody and we can direct you or get people to support you and offer therapy and counseling and what have you. So far, I'm grateful for everyone who's reached out. And like we said, forming this little circle around her to know that she's supported and she can do this. You can do this. It might not seem that way right now, but years later, you will look back on this moment and say, thank you that I decided to reach out rather than do something to myself. As the saying goes, this too shall pass. It might seem overwhelming now, might be burdensome, you might be depressed, and all sorts of thoughts may be running through your mind. But always remember that whatever it is, this too shall pass. Nothing lasts forever. This is just another moment, and you'll get over it. Someone is saying I went through that same story. I'm telling you, the amount of people in my inbox telling me they've been through and they are going through the same thing, not in the hands of their fathers, but of their mothers. Cindy says we need to create a brotherhood and sisterhood for our people. Sometimes it's so hard for persons to speak up because of fear of being shared with outsiders or shame for it. There are way too many persons drowning in sorrow. Sarika says it takes courage to ask for help. It's not easy to do, but be strong. It will soon be over. No, it's not. It's not an easy thing. And, we live in a society where instead of people being empathetic, always look to blame and make fun of and mock and jeer. And, you come to somebody seeking genuinely needing help or somebody just confiding or just venting. And before you know it, there's screenshots going around making fun of you. All this you're doing, blah, 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 and that you're playing. And, sometimes we could be really, really, really cruel too, But I'm happy. I'm really, really happy that she decided to reach out. Because when I read it, I was like, wow. It literally makes you stop and think, what problems do I have? Yeah, you might have a little bill here or there that's stressing you. But for the most part, you're okay. While there are others who are tormented, they're severely depressed and stressed, So sometimes you've got to still give thanks for small mercies. You honestly have to give thanks for small mercies. We really, really do. Anyway, think I can pick up my Georgie bundle and bounce now. I think we've gotten the message across, and as though you guys were listening today, and that's good. So like I said, you heard the story. If you're just joining and you may not be aware of what's going on, you can check out my Facebook page. It's open, it's public, and you can read the post I have, and you can always reach out to me if you'd like to offer some sort of support or help. You can always reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to provide you with her details so you can reach out to her, because sometimes you feel like you're alone, and it's really nice when you can have people reaching out to you and saying, hey, whenever you need to talk, I'm here. Yeah, if I'm in a position to help and give more, I'm here. But sometimes you just need to know there are people here in your little corner. That's what it takes a lot of the times. And I just want to remind her of that she's got some folks in her corner now, because a lot are reaching out, and I hope you guys will continue to do so. Let's be our brother's keeper. Let's reach out. Let's help the best way we can. Alrighty? Okie dokes. Alright, somebody just asking. Alright. So, thanks so much, guys. We'll catch up again tomorrow. God's will, same time, same place. Thank you so much, Zoraya. I'll do that, Valina. I'll most definitely do, and I've told her so to, reach out. Well, I have a contact, so I'll keep in touch with her. Any further update, I'll let you guys know. Oh, I also had an update for you guys from the young man who. Oops. Let me do this quick. I had an update from the young man in the. With the older woman who, oh boy, where is it? Hold on, Audio. Since yesterday I had to give you all that, and I got an update. Yes, since that saw you woman walking across pedestrian crossing holding man hand. So we could end on a lighter note. So he says. Homeboy says, he went to her and told her he wanted to end the relationship, and he wished her all the best. And then he said, by the time he finished telling her that, the lady posted up the man on she WhatsApp. I want to laugh at her. He basically, I'll go more into details tomorrow because he sent me a long message. But he basically wanted to say thanks for the advice that everyone gave him, and he says he would use that as a stepping stone and surpass that. He says he believes self-love is the best and he needs to focus on him. He just realized he was being himself and she was using it as an opportunity to get stuff, but he's glad it happened that way. But to be honest, he says he knows he will never love any woman that easily again. It'll take me years to get over this episode. And he says when he told her they ended, that he no longer wished to continue the relationship. The lady, by the time he make her check back, the lady put up the man in she WhatsApp story and titled it "The Love of Her Life." Well, you watch anyway. We'll talk about that tomorrow. This is one of them. Well, you good, you know. And by my time, when the man say ink don't even dry any message, the ink can't even dry any text message to the lady. By the time he tell the lady he done 2 twos, when he make her talk back, the lady put up the man picture and she WhatsApp stories and she labeled it "The Love of My Life." Watch. Let me go about my business here.
Ladies Room comes to you compliments of
Renwick and Thompson Limited,
Agents for Western Union.
and Beacon Insurance.